The views and opinions expressed on Geeks Under the Influence are that of the panelists and not of our sponsors, Amazon.com and TeePublic. Parental discretion is advised.
GUI Nights.
Welcome to GUI Nights.
GUI Nights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
You finished early, bro. Sorry about it. Hope you got like...
You made it 13 seconds, Kyle.
I hope you
Proud of you.
are
I just need
just
10,
as quick
15
to
minutes and some water. He'll be fine.
re-up.
I'm going to recharge, baby.
You just really disappointed your
Oh.
date. I'm just saying.
That's okay.
She's
His
really
ass
sad.
will be all right.
And she's really sad and messy.
If it's another guy,
Like,
he
really
understands.
No, see, Smash
the worst.
has to get that first one out of the way, and then the second one is really where the magic
Because
happens.
he doesn't want to break her with the first one.
No,
the second one's really where
I
it
have
happens.
great muscle memory, so as soon as I knock the
But
first,
it's
like
not
everything.
a muscle.
It was a joke.
I know, but I'm...
See,
God
he's got
damn
like all
you.
the nerves and anxiety that goes on with the first one. He's like,
Sir.
oh,
Sir.
and so once he knocks out the first one, he's like cool
Like,
as a cucumber.
there's something about Mary. I got the
Sir,
baby batter off the brain.
The
Yeah.
most powerful sexual organ is the brain.
True.
Much like the Matrix understands
Yes.
as being the most powerful organ in
That
the
is
body.
very true. Ladies, pay attention.
It's the most powerful
The man's
organ in
mind is the
existence.
ultimate cock block. So make sure that shit's great. Make sure that shit is clear and free, and you will have multiple orgasms.
You know, I
Just
don't.
saying.
I
Just throwing
don't.
that
I
out there.
don't think there's a lot. I don't know. There's a lot of women that because for women, sex can be very mental in terms of how they're feeling or
But it's
feeling
differently
about
than
themselves.
how it is mental for men.
I think men can have a very mental interaction with sex.
No, I think it's different. I just think it's different than how
I think
female
it-
mentally experience sex.
I've definitely after sex been like, that was mental. So
I think it's
Is she crying? And
what
is-
you are you talking about?
no, I think she's.
God.
we can make generalizations on it, but I think everyone has their own unique.
do you do it in the Joker
of
voice while
approach.
she's crying in the
And
corner?
yes, it's definitely individualized. It is.
if anyone is going to understand like the gender differences of sex from one side to the other, it's going to be the Wachowskis.
Yes, yes. And I love. Can I say I just love Jack just throwing it in there, man? Like because it's there, man. He's just tying in. So the last time you heard from us, we were talking about the Matrix franchise, and we got the same fucking panel of rapscallions
I'm gonna give you my franchise.
that we had. Please don't.
God damn it.
Please don't. Motherfucker, you don't got enough to make a franchise.
I got plenty.
But you barely got enough to make a fucking spin-off fucking TV series. The fuck out of here.
No.
Fucking
Smashes.
franchise.
5 minutes
Franchise.
short, YouTube advertisement.
Do you think Neo with his powers when he's fucking Trinity, he's like, there is no spooge, and he turns it into like vapor so he doesn't get her pregnant?
Oh, so you like dry cum?
Like dry comes.
Do you think there was any point that that Trinity got pregnant before she got killed?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't know
there's
where that
not
goes.
exactly a lot of condoms floating around.
And the
in
baby is
Zion.
like, I am the two.
Well, you,
Oh, damn it.
considering that that the human population is so low, I'd imagine that on an evolutionary perspective, that the body is probably producing more eggs regularly than they maybe would.
I mean, I'm not going to talk.
Does that
about
mean
the-
they have periods twice a month?
No, I'm
That
not.
would be
I'm not
fucked
going to
up.
talk about the
For
biology
women.
of it, but I
Okay.
do want to know, like in Zion, do you think abortion is legal?
I don't think abortion's a thing.
No, I don't even
think
You
it's
don't
a,
even want to talk.
I don't want
Let's
to.
not
Jesus
even touch
Christ.
that subject.
No.
Can we not do that?
But you know,
Holy
listen.
shit.
I took like.
I think-
that's my record time for making things uncomfortable.
No, I think I'm not touching the abortion thing either, but I would say that there's probably a very hearty, like, cultural acceptance of adoption. Where like,
they have to.
they're
They have to
really,
adopt the
like,
fucking-
They're like, adoption is so
good.
rad.
It's
like,
so good.
so good.
And
It's
we'll
so-
pay for everything. We'll take
everything.
care of you, and you
get
know.
a house.
Look,
You get a
All right,
house.
hey, before
well,
you
a shack,
fuckers want to
but-
talk, hold the fucking phone.
We got
to do some intros, you motherfuckers.
God
All right,
damn
you
it.
need to calm the fuck down.
My dick's
And
so
what the fuck are
hard.
you wearing a hoodie for? Is your bald head cold?
Yes, I'm fucking
You're
bald.
indoors, motherfucker.
It doesn't matter.
I'm literally shaving
Morpheus
my,
wears
my,
sunglasses indoors at night.
I'm shaving my head down
was a
to
fan
the
of the
skin
80s.
tomorrow.
So
We'll talk about this
the
more.
motherfucker who looks like the Unabomber right now, right in front of me.
What's up, baby?
One of your
Sexy Trinity.
One of
I'm
your
gonna blow my bomb all over you.
neighborhood loved Geekfathers. We got Kyle Smash.
His poor name is Ted Kumzinski.
I'm not even touching that.
Fuck up. Oh yeah, that's you.
Hi.
Yeah. Stop staring at me like that. Jesus.
No.
God.
No.
I'm gonna check my mailboxes
Makes me feel
really
good
hard from now on.
in the cockles of my
He's
heart.
stroking you under the table, and you know it.
It's truly incredible that people have been listening to us for 7 years. This is fucking insane.
Dude, it'll be 7 years in like 3.5 months.
yeah.
I cannot
No,
wait.
2, like little less,
Yeah.
little more than 2.5
And I'm
months.
so excited every day. I still can never wait to meet the person who's listening to us
Our
for
one
7
listener.
years.
That one listener. That one listener.
The one listener.
So
Hey, the one listener who's listening, go to Bottle Works in Bon Air. That's where we get most of our supplies to actually make this drunken debauchery happen.
he's not wrong. I buy a lot of beer from Bottle Works in.
We're not
Bon
being
Air.
paid for that plug.
No,
honestly,
we're not.
Like we're just a fan.
The man who goes to the same beer store as I is joining us. We got Jack.
Jack,
Oh, Jack.
The Dungeon Master, take it any way you want.
Dungeon Master. Yeah, I always forget the Dungeon Master because I haven't experienced that side of Jack yet. So
Wait,
telling
which
you,
version
we're
of
working
Dungeon
on
Master?
this.
So, yeah.
We're working on this.
Jack is such a commanding name. You know, it's a
I just
Just
think
one of
like
those
Jack
Jack.
the Ripper.
well.
That works too.
He
Jack
command-
the
And I don't
Ripper,
mean that negatively. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like Jack. That's
he
Jack the
he
Ripper?
commanded something.
Samurai Jack.
Jack is also the name of the chick I'm trying to bang in Mass Effect 2 right now. So
Jack.
Good motherfucking choice, sir.
Say Jack and Jill.
the cybernetic, like tatted out, like
Goddamn right.
crazy
Jack
man
head
who's
chick.
literally just trying to have sex in cyberspace.
Yeah.
We've all tried to bang a Jack.
We-
The leader of the Tucci gang.
Jack be nimble.
Founder of this nonsense. I mean, straight up, we understand. Trust me.
Jack
we
be
got Mike
quick.
to have a bigot
Sorry, my dudes. This is my
and
fault.
ladies.
and ladies.
And thank
is,
you, Hobbit.
Dudes is just the word.
The dudes and ladies and dudettes.
See,
Dudettes.
that's
you
a
know what?
chipmunks thing.
Yep.
That's an Alvin Chipmunk thing.
Yeah.
But modern
Valid.
day, like everyone is dude to me. I don't give a fuck who
How
you
about-
are. I'm gonna call you dude.
Hi, human.
I say kids.
That sounds.
I call
like
people
Plural.
borderline depression.
I call people kids a lot. 'Cause
Have you lived in this world
Hello,
long enough?
human.
It's,
the only time anybody gets mad at you for calling them kid is when
actually,
they're
yeah.
like basically a child. If they're like 19, they're like, I'm not a kid. You actually are.
You are a kid.
You
That's why
actually
when I
are.
talk about my son, I say the kid because he's 16 and
Yeah.
he's a fucking kid.
So when I'm like, what's up, kids?
He's a good
No one
fucking
gets
kid.
mad.
He's a great fucking kid.
Oh, he's
He is.
awesome.
He's an amazing, adorable human being, but he's also a fucking kid. So when
Yeah.
he comes at me like an adult, I'm like, yo, bro, sit the fuck down.
But also, your kid is so fucking smart that it's like the hardest choice in an RPG game where it's like, yeah, I'm going to choose the one where I just deal with constant issues because I'm too smart for my own fucking good.
Well,
Stop reading my fucking
that comes
journal.
down to either self-acceptance or self-denial.
Yeah.
That's
what rebels with a cause do.
truth.
Yeah.
I mean, I will admit there is actually a run of an MMO that I'm doing right now that is the hardest version of the game that I could possibly do, and it's the one that I have the most fun with. Which is probably only fun because it's a game. I wouldn't choose that in my real life.
I'll tell you honestly, I just got the Mass Effect games from Second and Charles the other week. I love those games and I haven't played them in a while, so I said fuck it. They were like $3 a piece. Done.
Worth it.
I'm
Worth
on,
it,
I'm on the
you know,
second
billion
game already.
times.
I'm having such a good time. When they load up the game, first go, and they're like, do you want normal? Do you want like expert level? Do you want like professional level? Or do you want like the basically children are better at this game than you? And I'm like the children one because I'm 40 and I have very limited time to play video games. So
I'm just
I'm
trying to beat that ass.
I'm just trying to get through the fucking game. I don't have time to play the same level 62 fucking times before
What?
I figure out how to do it right. Like, I just want to have fun. And if that means I'm overpowered and I get through the level in one fucking go without losing my guy one single time, I don't give a fuck. Don't come to me with your like, oh, you're on fucking easy mode. Yes, motherfucker, I am. Guess what? I also
So-
have a fucking job and a lot of fucking responsibilities. So fuck you. Mass Effect is rad and easy mode for fucking life.
So my
Okay.
question is,
Jesus
That
Christ.
rant, I guess
If-
that rant was needed.
Yeah.
if there was a difficulty modes assigned to the Matrix games, which level do you think Thomas
Hey.
Anderson was designing
Hey,
for?
motherfuckers.
What?
The fuck am I over here? Fucking
Your
chop
Morphe
me?
ass.
This is
Your
the,
Morphe ass.
This is the host of GUI Nights.
God damn right I am.
Jack shows up, hasn't been on in months, shows up and just like, excuse me, host, I got this.
I will.
I'm not trying to. I am not making that challenge at all.
Fight.
You are the only one asking for that.
This is going to be an awesome Friday
This is
night.
Chronicles of Riddick. You keep what you kill. Go.
I'm the white guy who gets stabbed at the end of that fight.
God
I'm just saying.
Damn.
No, I don't think Lowdown
Some
stabs.
greedy motherfuckers.
He doesn't stab.
I absolutely believe Lowdown would stab me.
No, Lowdown would break.
Jack
probably
full
crack-
on was like, manifest destiny, and just fucking rode in.
I think he would try
You're
to
giving me
squeeze
far
your.
too much credit.
I think he would try to squeeze your spine before he stabbed you.
Yeah, true.
I think that would be just as equally
The
deadly.
I know.
spine
but
squeezer
more
we're
painful
talking
for
about.
you.
Yeah.
More
I may be
enjoyable for
one
me.
of 3 people that he can't personally do that to, but I know that he's strong enough to do that.
That is
to
true.
many
Kyle and I are always at odds, not at odds, but we're definitely always like, mm-hmm.
You
Oh
don't
no,
have
we're
to
the testing. Yeah, we test.
You don't have to convince me you're that strong. I've met your wife.
She's a fucking beast.
Yeah, she is.
The fact that you're not walking around with a
Magnificent
cane
beast.
means you got to at least have some strength.
Yeah. Seriously.
They're getting mad respect, and beast mode's out with that dick. Apparently, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Lowdown Brown MacGyver. Fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore.
What the fuck's going on, guys? So, see, folks, this is what you don't do. You don't reverse it. You don't fuck them and then stroke them. You stroke them before you fuck them.
Right. You got to.
So you fuck me first, and then you stroke me.
You got to.
It's about variegation of the stimulation that you're getting, because if you're constant, it's not as stimulating.
Bitch, I know what I like.
All right, fine.
if you stroke or stretch things before, the release is bigger.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, all I'm saying is,
More sensitive, at least.
if you do some edging up until the point, you're going to get a much bigger split.
But that's kind of edging too. If they do a little stroking before the.
And also,
I'm
a
just
finger
saying,
in the butt
they're-
isn't gay. It's for everyone. It's there for everyone's joy.
What you said, the butt.
The finger in the butt.
Finger in the
Finger in
butt.
the butt.
Oh, finger
Speaking
in
of
the
fingers
butt.
in the butt, some motherfuckers in the Matrix were fingering motherfuckers randomly, and they weren't asking for it. We
I'm
were
pretty
talking
sure
about
they
that.
were more than deeply fingered.
They were like literally.
Are we talking about what?
Tube up the
Morpheus.
ass.
Morpheus was fingering the fuck out of people, man. Wasn't he?
Morpheus? You talking about Agent Smith?
Agent Smith. Sorry.
Agent Smith was fingering
Well,
people.
Morpheus kind of did some shit that wasn't necessarily.
Morpheus fingers with consent.
No, Morpheus is mind fucking you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Morpheus is
There you
mind
go.
fucking.
Agent Smith was like old women, men, young children. I'm gonna
The old
just
women
violate
might have
all of
enjoyed
you.
it because they haven't been touched in years, but
No,
it doesn't make it
Agent
right.
Smith is unrestricted but unconsensual, non-consensual fucking.
Unless you're the Oracle,
He's-
because it's not. It's expected, so therefore it's not enjoyed.
I
It's
I
just
still don't think the
fulfilled.
Oracle was consensual. I think it was all just violation.
No, see,
Agent Smith is all violation.
yes, he is. He
So
is.
What you're saying is Agent Smith is violator.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Another crossover.
Not the
Another crossover with
exterminator.
Spawn.
The
yeah.
I'd watch the Michael J. White in a Matrix movie.
He was, but I'll
Fuck that in
Yeah.
the movie, and fuck you
No.
for bringing that movie
listen.
into this.
Okay, fine.
I like
fine.
you mentioned the movie first.
No,
and then
no.
you
realize
blamed
there was a show
No, there's a Keith
that was
David.
animated.
There's a Keith
Oh, yeah.
David version that
True.
would be equally
That's
as
true.
fucking hot.
Listen, when
So
you're
you,
but
sir,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying Michael J. White is a very respectable individual.
Martial
Black
artist.
Dynamite.
he's
That
a
motherfucker-
respectable
Black
martial
Dynamite.
he's a
artist.
very respectable martial artist. That
But-
dude, I'd never want to get hit by that man.
Yeah,
Ever.
Well, let's bring it
break
back.
you in
Let's
half.
bring it back real
He would
quick
paralyze
because
you.
sorry, the Oracle being who she is or what it is, would already know what was going to potentially go down. So her choice was not so much of a this happened to me, I accepted it. It was, this is going to happen for this to happen, so it must. So
She just let Smith semen flow through her.
she let that code.
His black semen.
Yeah, she let that code go.
zeros and ones.
Yeah, in every fucking cell and
So that's where the clutch song comes into play because he's banging. He's like 1 0 1 0 0 1 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
1 on your chest and 0
Okay.
on your back.
is it clusters in programming? I don't know.
Circling back to my other point.
I mean, she knew the taint was going to be tickled, and
If
she
at the-
spread it open.
If at the end of Resurrections, Neo and Trinity become the architect and the oracle of the new version of the Matrix,
Right.
And considering
Which they are.
all of the trans commentary that happened in the first trilogy,
Is
it Neo who becomes the Oracle and Trinity who becomes the Architect?
I could see Neo more as the architect, honestly. I haven't seen this movie though,
No,
and I'm going off of the 3 movies
Right.
I have seen. So I don't know what revelations happen in this movie, but
Here's why I think it's a swap, because Trinity has always been a more deterministic character, a character who believes there's a path, there's a way I got to go, and I have to follow it. Whereas Neo has been somebody who questions and wonders what if, and that feels more like the Oracle than the Architect does.
See, I actually disagree with that as a whole. I think that Trinity is a very intuitive person. I think that although she is a soldier on the front, her general basis is intuitiveness. She already felt that from him from the start, the moment she saw him.
I can see that too.
So being the intuitive person, she is the almost mother-like character that she is, but a badass.
Yeah.
You know, that's where it can get confused, but I think it's the reverse.
I think there isn't like necessarily a quote-unquote gender swap, but it's mainly because in the new movie we see Neo making the fucking Matrix. Like, he's literally programmed the Matrix. Like, he's
made the modal.
He made the modal. Like, he's developed that already. And also, with Trinity has always been the person that has been kind of the carrier of the prophecy well before Neo even showed up to the game. She was told by the Oracle that she would be the one that fell in love with Neo. She was the one that was kind of like the person that other people looked to on that team on whether or not they were like going whole hog on whether with Neo on being the one or not. She was like the barometer on whether to believe in the prophecy or not.
Okay.
Leading up to.
Yeah,
and
she was.
That is very much the Oracle.
Yep.
So
She was 100%.
What led me into the idea in the first place was the fact that Neo is playing around with what exactly makes Morpheus. He made him an agent. How many other different modals did he make before he came to that final version that awoke him to the reality of what he was?
probably a couple things that awoke him sexually. Like he came out, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna
that is a fucking sexy Morpheus.
so you're just
like,
saying
oh,
it was
yeah.
the deep black
like
bassy
he did like
voice
Morpheus, but Morpheus
Yeah.
as like Barney the dinosaur, and he's like, this is weird, but I'm into it. Like,
Look, Lawrence Fishburne was a fucking sex pot in the first.
He still
he
is.
Did Morpheus,
I don't care how thick his
he
face
did Morpheus
gets.
as Lawrence Fishburne's character from Pee-wee's Playhouse, and he's like, I am fucking into this.
But
Cowboy Carl.
But the Morpheus in the newest movie is like the porn version.
Obviously, he was Candyman, but he was also in Get Out, I believe, and he's been in something else
Was
too.
in Get Out?
I thought he was the one dude who was the athlete, basically, that was running towards him at the end. You only
that
see
the
him like
same
2 or 3
actor?
times, I think. I could be wrong. though.
I'd have to double check.
I could be completely wrong. I think
he is a. All I'm saying is he is fucking cut in the new movie.
and chiseled as a motherfucker.
Chiseled.
Like the jawline is
he
fucking like-
he is
Yeah.
carved out of fucking marble.
Yeah.
He looks gorgeous.
Agreed. No, totally.
Morpheus's character as a whole was to be he was essentially a cult leader that was right. That's what he was.
So what are you saying? He's fucking Jim Jones and Charles Manson?
Yes.
And fucking,
Well, yes.
Imagine Heaven's
Okay.
Gate, where it's like
Who's
they
the-
end
who's
up
the
on the
UFO,
Hale-bot.
like-
All I'm saying is look at who Morpheus is from the point of view of somebody who's never been unplugged.
Right.
He's this guy who comes onto the scene and says, all of your world is fake. I know what the truth is. I'm searching for the Messiah, and I'm going to find him because it has been prophesized that I will find him. And when I do, he is going to change the world, and he's going to be more super powerful than anyone you've ever heard of.
Well, what makes you so sure? I believe.
Because I believe, and because the Oracle, the grand like prophecy maker has told me so. It's like, yeah, that sounds like a fucking cult. That sounds like
And I
some
like-
But
you
it-
saw that- you
but
saw that in
a
two a
cult
little
that
bit.
just happened to be right.
Yeah.
In
Like,
Zion,
it's
there
like-
were people who were just like, yeah, okay, dork.
yeah.
It's
like,
not
hey,
into it.
Neo, drink the Kool-Aid. Like,
Well, that's something I appreciated about the second film was the fact that like not everybody is blind to like the possibility that this Oracle may not be right. it's a faith like
Yes,
anything else.
exactly.
And not everybody believes in
It's the only faith that currently exists in that world too.
Could you imagine-
Jesus Christ, all that stuff doesn't matter. It's
Could you
about
imagine- you're a guy that works in like the hydroponics section of Zion, right? Like,
Right.
you just like fertilize the fucking plants and make sure there's food for people, and you're like, you know what? It's a good job. It's a solid job. I'm giving food to the community. I feel good about it. And you live in like 3062A. And in 3062B is this fucking crackpot weirdo Morpheus that thankfully most of the time he's out on missions and stuff. And so you don't see him a lot. And you've heard his whole spiel about the one and this Neo guy and this whole thing. And you're like, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, the Mormons live down the hall too. Like there's a lot of weird
Hey, we got a
choices here.
Scientologist 2 floors down, buddy.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden one day Morpheus shows up and he brings this dude with like a fucking middle part haircut and like a fucking zoned out look on his face.
Talking about Dwight.
Yeah, right. And he brings this dude, this tall, lanky motherfucker up, and he's like, "This is the one. This is the person that's going to save us." And you're like, "Nice to meet you." And he's like, "Whoa."
I'm
Cool.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna
Cool.
I'm gonna throw up in the corner.
I mean, honestly, what would be freakier? Being next door neighbors to the guy who says he's going to find Jesus, or being next door neighbors to Cyber Jesus? If you were next door neighbors with Neo and Trinity in Zion, how much freakier would that be than?
Imagine getting a knock on the door one day, and it's like the fucking the chick that runs shit being like, "Hey, so you know that apartment's been vacant for a while, so just in case this whole like Neo thing's real, we're just gonna kind of like save it for that." And you're like, "Cool, I think that's dog shit, so great. I just don't have a neighbor on one side."
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And then one day, the fucking rave music comes on, and you hear, call me Trinity. Trinity, I'm coming inside you. And you're like, what is happening right now?
What the fuck?
Do they have a bunch of glow sticks? You know,
Yes.
Of course they have.
Yes.
glow sticks.
they got it from Kroger.
I don't think you
$1.95.
I don't think you can fucking Zion unless you have glow sticks.
Oh, wait, hold on. So, question: does Neo come in binary? He just shoots out ones and zeros.
You'd
The
have to
zeros
ask
hurt
Trinity.
less than the ones. Yeah.
But
Is-
all the
And they're
ones and
glowing
zeros,
green. It's
yeah,
just like
glowing
green.
but they all
is
they
it
all have
funny?
sunglasses and little capes.
That would hurt, bro.
Well, you know what? They're fucking Neo. They do
And
what
then
they
very
do.
occasionally you see a 2 show up, and that's Gary Busey.
No,
It's just like that doesn't.
the 2
fit the-
is the Trinity. That means 0, 1, and 2. So that means Trinity is literally the outside of the binary.
So she controlled everything the whole time with her
I mean,
emotions.
that's more of the allusions to the fact that
That is what they kind of allude to in the
I
new
mean,
one.
the series as a whole is an allusion to like the binary sexuality is bullshit.
I think if you really watch it, you can find any element that you love from it, whether it's action or philosophy, whatever the case is. I think the whole point of it is just to be like, you're dumb as fuck. You're going to keep watching this. There's no point.
I think the whole point is to question reality,
That's the point.
question standards, question
The moment-
like, what is basic.
But the moment you question reality, nothing seems real because you're starting to question
I
it.
don't-
It feels real, but at the same
Okay,
time, it's not. Not in your perception.
I love that with this new Matrix movie, really kind of fully informing the conversation on trans identity and stuff that has started from the earlier movies, but has really definitely become a more primary concept in the newer movie. It
need
has
to
proven
watch this fucking
that
thing, apparently.
the Matrix is basically the film version of that song "Take Me to Church."
Oh god.
We're like,
Wait,
we're like,
whoa,
no, hear me out, hear me out.
Take me
hear me out.
to church.
Holy
I
shit,
feel
dude.
like
That's
the
like-
dog and
That there's- yeah,
You're
Don't-
selling
don't-
this all wrong.
But that all the bros are like, and just all the common dudes are like, that's a fucking jam. That's fucking awesome. And it's like, yeah, and it's all spiritual and it's all about God and stuff.
No, not at
and
all.
then
No.
and then
No.
then they find out, oh fuck no, it's actually about a person that's gay and is fighting against their faith and having to come to terms with who they are versus what they believe and all the challenges that come into that. And the Matrix is that with identity, where all these bros are like, action movie, fucking Matrix and guns and shooting and blasting and fucking explosions and shit, and then they find out it's an all like allegory for fucking trans identity, and they go, what?
This is going to probably be the most neutral review of the newest movie, and I'm sorry for anyone who likes to be extremist about this, but honestly, It is a movie that is designed to be a better sequel to the original film than the second two were, because the second two were obviously products of studios demanding that there be sequels. But the fourth film is a very honest and very good sequel to the first film.
I agree.
With allusions to the second and the third. But the fact is, it was made 20 years after the original film. So you're not going to get the same kind of action sequences. You're not going to get the same kind of special effects work. You're going to get very honest and very true personal acting experiences, especially from Keanu and Kate Moss. They're beautifully acted pieces, but you're not going to get the same kind of action. You're not going to get the same kind of philosophy, but you are going to get a continuation of the story. You are going to get a fruition of the themes that were brought up in the original film. And you're going to get a conclusion that feels like you have come back to the beginning, but not in a way that feels cheated.
You're going to get a lot less.
That's important, though. I feel like that's important because
it is important.
Feeling cheated means that, in essence, you felt that they took the short way.
That they wasted time.
Right. I didn't feel cheated.
Yeah.
I felt like that there were some things I would have done better, but I didn't write the script, and I don't have the balls to write a script like that. So who the fuck am I to say what you could have not have done better?
I mean, it's honestly kind of hard to do a true blue sequel to the original Matrix film, because when that film was made, Keanu was in his 30s, so was Kate Moss. They're in their 50s now. You can't do Hong Kong action sequences, the same kind of editing style that you did back in 1999 with these same actors.
Oh, no. John Wick, in the same age, does some badass shit with John Wick.
Okay,
Keanu Reeves does really good with John Wick.
That's different.
This was actually
less acrobatic.
This is something I talked about with my brother. John Wick action is a very different kind of action than Matrix.
That is
action.
true.
Yeah.
Matrix is acrobatic.
You could get Jackie Chan to pull the same kind of action that he did in his 20s that he does in his 50s, because Jackie Chan, that is his primary skill set. Keanu Reeves, as much as we want to deride him, is not an action sequence star.
True.
And we do.
And the things that he did in his 30s, he can't necessarily do in his 50s. And I would expect that from him, honestly.
Fair.
I want to pose a question to all you guys before we end this night off. If you could wrap up the Matrix in one song, I already have my song. And I'll tell you right now, it's Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world. So if you wanted to wrap up a song, this Matrix or this world in a song, what would it be?
Well, if it's about the Matrix itself, it'd be Eyes Without a Face.
Oh, nice choice.
I think they hit the mark pretty much on the spot with the first film when they used Rage Against the Machine.
I was trying not to use that.
Okay, look, I
talking
know
about-
it's on the fucking nose, but
it is.
So was it at its time.
Well, it's also one of the greatest fucking albums ever made.
Yeah.
And I
Wake
think
Up is an amazing song.
and I think the cover done by Brass Against the Machine.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, Wake Up. Yeah.
It's
Oh
really,
my god!
really, really
like,
good.
I think it was a perfect choice. Oh, okay, you don't know this, but they took a cover of Wake Up, but did it with Brass Against.
No, I know Brass Against.
Yeah,
I have it on
yeah.
my phone.
Yeah, well, they
That's
used
why I
the
said-
Brass Against version to end the fourth film.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Like the way they ended
When you
the
mentioned
first.
that, I knew the only person that would cover that would be.
Which-
I know that cover.
Which, by the way,
she does awesome. By
I
the way.
very much respected. I love that.
No, it was a great fucking choice.
So if you had to pick a song, that's my song. Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Mine would absolutely still be Brass Against freaking Wake Up.
Hobbit.
Yeah, Eyes Without a
He
Face.
said.
Okay, you.
And I haven't watched the fourth film, so I can't really sum it up without seeing.
Okay.
Well,
if
how
you
would
wanna
you sum
do
up the
three-
Matrix? Yeah.
If you
What
wanna
about
do
just the Matrix?
The three along with Animatrix.
At the end of the day, the first one is really the one that means the most.
Stephen, we all know it's When Worlds Collide by Power Man 5000.
What a terrible band.
You ready to go?
Yeah, are you ready?
Why do you have to pick the worst fucking choice?
Are you ready to choose?
I mean, because I don't really like the sequels. I would say if I'm going to base it off the first film, because you're saying the fourth one is directly like more of a direct sequel, which they've
It's a love letter to
been
the
doing
first
more
film.
with movies.
Yeah, honestly.
I might use Fear Factory Shock.
Oh,
Wow, okay.
Nice.
No, that's an interesting
That's a
choice.
good choice.
Because he talks about he is a direct and he is a current and he's a shock to the system. That's like the main chorus of the song.
Yeah.
And that's what
Okay.
Neo was to the
Okay.
Matrix. He was like the going off just the first film, and if I do incorporate the other two, the
that
first
theme
trilogy
still carries through with the second and the third because he's a change to what the control system is.
Now, apparently, the fourth, there's something that's coming out there where he actually is creating the Matrix, so that might change my opinion.
I don't
know.
so. I think it would still carry
probably
through.
be the one to do that.
So I don't know. I guess I don't know if you guys are Fear Factory fans or not, but that was that was off their album Obsolete.
I mean, I talk about my the cyclic nature of the films and how they're like alluding to a bigger cycle happening at the same time. But I think Shock to the System is honestly a good idea of how they're presented to the audience. Without the illusions implied. I think it still works.
I kind of wonder if somebody put like at that end scene where he's in the phone booth in the first Matrix movie and he flies off and then Wake Up hits. Instead,
which is
you just have to start off
classic scene.
It start off. You
Classic
put the timing,
scene.
and I might do this on TikTok just for fun. Just put "I believe I can fly," and then when he shoots off, it's like "I believe I can fly." And
Look, we have a green screen.
But you have to do it like Jim
that's
Carrey
some
in Liar Liar
1990 shit.
in the elevator scene.
Oh God,
You have to do it like that,
I could
where he
probably
just
find
goes
that
full
audio.
on like.
I
He's just all
think we
animated.
need to throw out
All right.
some GUI green screen fucking
And we
magic.
can talk about that when we're not recording.
Yep.
So
That's some seriously
that is it.
1990 shit.
We have had a great time finishing up this Matrix fucking rant.
On your
we went
face.
to. I feel like we went to hell and back on this episode.
Oh my God.
And we came back with some scars, but we're all right. A little sore in places, but it is what it is.
It's hard to sit. Is that a
I
thing?
mean,
Is that-
So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're not too messy. I know our voices do that to
Splattered
you.
all over the place.
So that's what someone might have sounded like. So
Yeah.
all right,
If you hit the right spot, damn right.
that's it.
Woo, don't drink while
We used
you're
you up.
laughing.
Good night. Go the fuck home.
Go.
On your face.
How do you go home when you're...
GUI Nights.
GUIPodcast.com.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm FU Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're going to fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
Mike the Hobbit here,
Lowdown Brown.
inviting you to check out Geeks Under the Influence, a podcast that pairs booze with conversation with good friends.
And a little nerd culture.
We get a lot of colorful conversation out of our episodes, but it is here for everyone, no gatekeeping.
Always level up everything we do.
We'll punch up, never punch down.
Exactly.
So check out Geeks Under the Influence everywhere you get your podcasts and join us or die.
Shut the fuck up, Hobbit. Welcome to GUI Nights.
GUI Nights.
Yeah, I am Lowdown Brown. With me as always,
Mike the Hobbit.
this is the tangential side of GUI.
This is like so many of those other shows that has the after the show bit mixed with a little bit of Baywatch Nights, so it's a little sexier. It's a little bit after hours.
Also while tying it into the previous episode of GUI. So look forward to that too, because this comes out the week after the flagship hour-long episode.
So make sure to check out GUI Nights, and when you're done, you can...
Go the fuck home.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here, that's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.